Hello there. It's been quite a while since I uploaded. I apologize for being gone. I'm not going to go into depth with everything, but just life. Content creation has not been at the top, anyway. Especially not on this channel, unfortunately. At least it wasn't for a while. My main reason being that I don't see much more out of Bed Wars. I feel like in many ways I milked it kind of as much as I could. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, I could still probably upload commentaries and they'd do fine, but I don't know. I think I just want to move things in a different direction. And rather than trying to revive like an old game, I'd rather kind of just go on to a new game that hopefully is doing well, and that's kind of what this video is about. Um, anyway, I did want to say like future videos might be like fairly different than my old stuff. I'm not 100% sure how everything looks, um, but I'm gonna be talking about it a little bit today. Just just letting you all know like how this channel is gonna look hopefully in the next few months, and my goals out of it, and just that kind of normal stuff. So, um, I also will say I've been worried to like kind of make a switch on this channel, but I think if any time is the time, now is the time, if that kind of makes sense. So, okay, Hytale. Okay, let's get into it. So, I put on my community tab, which actually got a decent amount of comments. I have to say, like, thank you. I was a little surprised. I mean, it wasn't that many. It was like maybe 10, but like, it was nice that people were still like, "Oh, Jopig exists still." That was nice to see. So I appreciate all of you. Um, I just wrote Hytale, so not a big post, but I'm excited about this game. And if you haven't heard about it, um, I guess we'll go back to the beginning really quickly. Hypixel. I'll say, okay, there's a few people here. There's a guy named Hypixel who I'm going to call Simon. There's Hypixel Studios, which I might just call Hypixel, who are the devs of the server and this new game Hytale. And then Hytale's its own new game made by the people who made the server Hypixel. And there's also a guy named Hypixel, aka Simon. I'm just going to call him Simon. I'm sure most of you know all of that already. They released a trailer for this game in like 2018, I think. It went super viral. In 2020, Riot Games, who makes Valorant and League of Legends, bought them. They like tried to switch to a new engine. It was this whole mess, all this dumb stuff. But anyway, essentially Riot was like, "Hey, this isn't happening for whatever reason. We're gonna stop production on it. Sorry, lol." Which was quite sad. And that was like over the summer. I think that was in June, maybe. I don't even know. I don't know how the timeline looks on everything. Um, anyway, Simon, Hypixel's owner and the owner of the whole thing, the server and Hytale, at least now again, he essentially was like, "Oh, I wanna." He like soft retired a few years ago, by the way, from doing stuff. I think he was a little involved in the server stuff, but more as like a founder, not like an active participant. That might be wrong, but that's my understanding. He pretty much went and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy it back." I don't know. He realized he wanted to do game development stuff again. He's like, "I'm gonna go buy it again." Um, he reacquired it, the rights to everything from Riot, put together a team. I don't know who the devs are 100%. I think it's maybe some Hypixel server people, maybe some people from Riot. I don't know. There hasn't been like, it's about 30 people though, he said, I think on Twitter. Um, and Hytale, just a few days ago, it was like officially like, "Oh, the game's gonna be made again." Simon got the rights to it and back and everything. Is starting this new dev team, and the gameplay footage, which I probably will put in the background of this because it's really cool. That's Hytale for now. There's a lot of cool stuff there. So, that's Hytale. New game made by the people who made Hypixel. As you all know, this channel's pretty much been mostly Hypixel, Bed Wars, and Sky Wars for its whole existence. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to keep being the case, but I mean, Hytale's kind of it's very natural. That's what I'm hoping. Honestly, like this was the only thing that I was like, okay, this is the next step. At least that's how I feel. I don't know if that's necessarily how everything's going to go, but I'm going to try this. If it doesn't work, whatever. We're gonna give it a try. Okay, this channel's just sitting, so I should do something. Um, yeah. So my goal for Hytale, as you all know, it's a very open-ended game. You might know that. So like the gameplay you're seeing is all like their single player, more like sandbox adventure mode. I think it's going to be similar kind of to Terraria. It seems like that mode at least, and that's kind of what the base game is going to be. But Hytale is very they're really putting modding first. And if you read any of the stuff Simon's been saying, whatever, the modding piece of it, just kind of like the that aspect of the game, community creations and stuff, that's what's really at the forefront. So to me, I see this as like a kind of a platform more than a game. Maybe sort of, and this is a terrible comparison. Maybe sort of in the way you think about Roblox, where when you think about it, you don't think about like a specific game. You think about like more of like a gaming platform, sort of. I think this could be that, but a lot better. That's what I'm hoping. And you know, something that's not as maybe geared towards kids. I don't know why Roblox is geared towards kids. It just feels like it is. Anyway, I'm really excited for Hytale. I think it can be really good. And what I want to focus on is kind of like the PvP minigame side of it, which I think for now I'm just going to do videos on like kind of any update we get. I think that's the plan for now. I think that's what I'm going to do. I will always focus on the PvP, and I wrote some notes down kind of to read through in this. The PvP / eventual mini game side of it. So they've talked about doing mini games. They've talked about having some form of competitive play. I personally think that these are going to be games very similar to Skywars and Bedwars. If you don't know, in the original Hytale trailer from when was it? 2018, late 2018. I'm pretty sure. Maybe 2019. I think it was 2018 though. In that trailer, there's a moment where it shows mini games, and one of the mini games is Skywars, and then I think they show survival games, and then something very similar to Warlords. It looked like. So we have like these games that seem like they were on Hypixel, and they're gonna kind of recreate them in Hytale. Hytale also looks like it has a very fun combat system, just from the brief stuff that was shown by Simon, which the gameplay you're seeing that I'm going to put in the background of this is all gameplay from Hytale that Simon just put out, like 16 minutes of gameplay. I'll link the full thing below. The main idea of it was just to throw gameplay out there because it really has not existed before. Hytale was much more of like a concept for a long time. And this is actual real gameplay, which is amazing. Anyway, I really want to look into that side of it. That's what I want this channel to focus on. I don't know if necessarily there's going to be like Hytale might have bedwars and it just kind of pops off and a lot of people play it. If that's what happens, cool. If that's not what happens, I will focus on that side of things. I also have some other like goals in mind. I don't know 100% when the game's releasing. Simon hasn't said. Simon says, ha ha ha. But from the looks of things on Twitter, it seems like next week we're going to get a release date for early access, which would be amazing. That would be really cool. The game's also going to be in early access for quite a long time. That being said, early access does not mean a game is bad. If people haven't like played video games before, I mean, Minecraft in beta was already like a big thing, and this looks way beyond what beta Minecraft was. Just as an example, I think Fortnite was in early access until 2019. So all of 2018, all of that Fortnite, which if you played peak, I say peak, quote unquote peak Fortnite at that time, if you played like early Fortnite, you were playing an early access game. So that does not mean that the game is bad by any means, or that it is not taken seriously or whatever. Fortnite ran a World Cup while being early access. So I think that was still in the same time frame. Anyway, I just want to say, like, just because you're like, oh, well, it's not the actual game coming out for a few years, that doesn't matter. In many ways, it's actually a good thing because it means that devs can do more, and it's not like they're throwing out like a polished game right away. which I think was the issue with Hytale. Like, at least from what I've seen, it seems like there were a lot of people that really wanted, like, there were some people that seemed like they were perfectionists. I don't know who. I'm not trying to call anybody out, or anything. Like, that's not who I am. But I'm just saying, like, it seems like there was a lot of, like, perfectionism and wanting to make this game, like, really, really great. And they, I don't know who that was coming from, but it seems like Simon, when he reacquired it, he pretty much was like, okay, we're just going to get this out there. Let's stop trying to take months and months, years and years at this point, almost a decade, to make this, like, this amazing game. Like, let's make it, like, good, put it out to the community, and they're going to help us make it better, essentially. Very exciting, I have to say. Anyway, over the next few months, I'm gonna try to do, like, Hytale update videos, just on whatever happens. I'll try to sit down. There might be a little bit of me on Twitter, just reading stuff, giving my takes on stuff. But I just want to. I miss making content of some kind, and I want to do this. I want to give it a try. We're gonna see how it goes. Okay, man. And yeah, hopefully Hytale's good. I'm really excited for it. So yeah, I mean, it has a lot of, like, just, I think there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of stuff in it. A lot of it's very community focused, so, like, it's very moddable in a way that Minecraft isn't even. Like, it seems like if you want to create your own combat system in the game, like, the only thing that really stays true to the game, it seems like, it's kind of like an art style and, like, a kind of a feel, but you can do a lot with that. You can make your own weapons and then make it so that they do different movement patterns on people, like, and in the trailer there's a thing called darts, which look, or not darts, daggers, I don't know, you might have seen them earlier in the gameplay. It's like these little things, and then you, like, run, and there's, like, charged attacks. I don't know. It looks like really fun melee combat, I'm going to be honest, and way cooler than Minecraft was in 1.8 or current PvP, I have to say. It's not just like arbitrary timing or clicking fast and strafing and stuff and W tapping, which, I mean, I'm not saying there's no complication to Minecraft PvP, but I think this stuff looks a lot cooler. I'm just gonna be honest. Anyway, this is just a video to, like, put out there that I want to do this and that I'm gonna do this. That's the point. Anyway, I do hope you've all been well. I don't know. I hope you've all been well. I also, quick update. I don't know. I got stressed about running my Discord, sort of, and I kept having, like, stuff pop up that I would need to ban in there. I didn't get rid of it, but it's now just announcements and video upload pings. It's not like a real server, really. I just wanted to say, like, apologies maybe if I did that, but I don't know. I didn't like that aspect of it, I guess, of doing YouTube. I don't know. That might be kind of weird, but it's just where I was at right now. I might make it normal again in the future, but that was kind of how I was feeling now. Anyway, I think I'm gonna start using my old Twitter again, so at JopigMC on Twitter, and then also look out for my Twitch. I might stream a little bit of random stuff, maybe. No promises. Also JopigMC. Both will be in the description as well. Anyway, yeah, I hope you've all been well. I parasocially love you. Yeah, I hope this goes. I hope this is, like, a cool thing. I really do. I hope Hytale's good. I hope that this channel can kind of get a revival in many ways, and, like, I can get back to doing content, because I do really like it. I do really love doing this. I just have not been in the place to do it recently. So, yeah, I hope you have all been well, though. Please take care. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Mwah.